A lot of characters in Dungeons & Dragons have high ambition, and this next one, our Grave Cleric, has a huge one. She wants to kill a god. Hey everybody, this is DM Mike, and I want to apologize right off the bat here. I know you're going to hear a lot of echo in this particular video. I'm obviously at the new house. As you can see behind me, there's nothing. There's no furniture. There's, I think, a area rug way over there, and that's about the only sound absorption right now in the entire house. But I wanted to get these videos done, so I'm going to try to speak at a low register, not to kind of cut down at least some of the reverb and the echo that's going on here. But anyway, we're talking about character introductions, and today we're going to do character introduction number 2. And I've been debating, which one to do, and I think I want to go with our glaive. The glaive, isn't that from Kroll? Our Grave Cleric. Her name is Pax, and she was one of our players that gave me a pretty thorough background. I think it was like a page and a half, maybe 2 pages. Again, I think I said this in my first video. I'm not sure. When it comes to background, maybe there's some good advice for you. I always limit my players. I know that sounds a little weird, but I don't want to read 5 to 10 pages of background. All right, so I think I told them, look, 2-page minimum. 2-page maximum. 3-page if you really have to do this. But, as a DM, these things can add up really quickly if you're playing with a lot of people, or maybe you're playing several different groups. If you just have 4 or 5 players, let's say you're playing 3 groups, that's 15 background stories you got to read at 2 to 3 pages. So, it just adds up. But anyway, so she gave me her background, and it was pretty fleshed out. I know she's revising it right now, which is totally fine with me. But it was a good example of another background that was given to me that gave me some inspiration and gave me some ideas. So I took her background and incorporated stuff from Hoard the Dragon Queen and the epilogue adventure and kind of blended it all together. All right, so let's go ahead and start this. Let's get right into it. It's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds or so, which most of these are. But this is our Grave Cleric, Pax, and her introduction to Hoard of the Dragon Queen. In your wanderings along the Sword Coast, the rumblings of the legacy of Tiamat has only come in whispers and old tales, as many have scoffed at the very idea of the ancient dragon coming to power, her deeds lost to history and mere fairy tales. You have journeyed from town to town, traveling south along the coast, each town, city, and farmland reporting no such activity or rumors of dragons of any kind, much less those of Tiamat. Compelled by your passions, you have managed to visit the churches and tombs of the dead in each province, and though most were eclectic and watched by vigilant proprietors, it is in the countryside that you have come across unusual sightings. Many of the rural areas complain of their dead being ransacked, their graves raided, and bodies desecrated on holy ground. In many towns, the monks and graveyard keepers have disappeared or found slaughtered near the crypts they are sworn to keep. From town to town, the story is the same. The further south you continue to travel, the darker the deeds have become. Items, swords, jewelry, and family heirlooms lost to an unknown source, and a trail of blood from the clerics and monks who once protected them. An edict of watchers has been placed over the realm, demanding that those who have discovered acts of evil report their findings to the Archbishop Keegan in the royal monastery at St. Baraxus of the Forest. It is there you set your sights, adjust your compass, and begin your journey. Okay, there it is. That's the introduction to Pax, and she is one of the ones who is called, and I can't remember now, I had a Nordic term for this, Flateliet. I may be saying it wrong. I'm butchering most of these terms. But she's called the Wandering Cleric in Nordic. And that's what she was. I went ahead and put that into her introduction. In her background, she's talked about how she wanted to destroy Tiamat, the rise of the dragons. She wanted to get rid of this particular god. She wants to kill a god, like it's one of her ambitions, but she wants to eradicate evil, and she had heard rumors of Tiamat's return, wasn't sure if they were true. So of course I, put that into the radio drama, and she's going up, from the north down to the south on the Sword Coast, and she's finding all these things that are happening, which of course leads her to Kingston, where everybody starts. And she actually had a lot of information, little secret things that happened to her through private message that we did, not just the radio drama, but I actually gave her like some relics that no one else knew about, which they know about now, a green dragon scale that actually came from Flann, because Flann is taken over by one of the green dragons in Parthenax. I think that's Skyrim. Anyway, another name I can't pronounce in the D&D universe in Flann, right? So I was trying to connect one of the modules with Hoard of the Dragon Queen that I had played as a character I hadn't DM'd. So anyway, so just kind of highlighted her background, her motivations, what she wanted to do, and then kind of just fed it into the adventure. So again, all these here are for you. Well, for me, for my recollections, I can go back and watch them, memories, and also put them in my Hoard of Dragon Queen. That way it's just this huge complete set. But again, it's just another example for you. If you want to do radio dramas, this is another simple one to do. Similar to the tone pieces, simple, narration, music, maybe an ambient effect, that's it. These are very similar. Now there's one in here in particular, the Thief one, which I'm going to save for last. That was a little more complicated, not majorly, but there was a little more action. Let's put it that way. And we'll get to that one. That'll be the last one we do. I think the next one we're going to do is the Ranger. But anyway, guys, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. That's just another character introduction. The next one we'll tackle is Mortimer, our Ranger, and his journey into Hoard of the Dragon Queen. All right, guys. Thanks. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, probably with furniture. All right, guys. Thanks.